Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Inside Lowell Daily Pulse, the Friday, January 24th edition of the Daily Pulse. I'm your host, Teddy Panos, coming here from the WellPoint Studios here in downtown Lowell, and my guests today on the Daily Pulse, going to make it a big fun Friday because we've got the hyphen and Batch. Mikaela Hondros-McCarthy on the left of your screen, Mike Bacigalupo on the right. For those of you who, couldn't have figured that out. Yes. Well,
you never know.
Supreme Court judges can't tell them.
No, that's true.
I wanted to be clear. I didn't want to just assume it's 2025. But how are you guys? I'm excited to have you here again.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah,
it's always fun.
Yeah, we got some fun topics. I mean, everything's working together. And just so you know, you guys are the first repeat guest co-hosts.
Oh,
really?
that's
Wow.
special.
Daily Pulse, yeah.
That's special.
So we're gonna make this a pretty regular occurrence.
Yeah.
And Friday, I think, we can have a little fun, look at the week's headlines, preview things. We've got some potentially breaking news. Michaela's got some sustainability
Council updates. Yeah, we just had our meeting last night.
Yeah, and I got an email survey that I want to talk to you about as well.
I'm very happy to talk about that.
Yeah, we got lots to talk about today. And, of course, we're going to give our pod squad, because that's what we're known as collectively, our thumbs up and thumbs down to some of President Donald J. Trump's executive order. And maybe have a little more inauguration fun, because there was a moment there that I wanted to comment on for a whole week. I've been saving it for you guys, though.
Did you? Well, I'll say
We'll get to that in a second. Let me quickly thank our sponsors of the Inside Lowell Daily Pulse. That would be Real Estate Ray Booten, licensed realtor in Massachusetts and New Hampshire, certified appraiser in both states as well. If you're looking to buy or sell commercial or residential property, Real Estate Ray Booten is your man. Website is easy to find as well, realestaterayBooten.com. Thank you as well to our friends at WellPoint. WellPoint is the only health plan offering healthcare benefits exclusively to Massachusetts GIC members. At WellPoint, your whole health is their whole point. We thank our friends at WellPoint for welcoming us here in the WellPoint studios. We've got a bunch of other sponsors we're going to thank as well in a few minutes, but I want to get right down to it with you guys and a little bit of potential breaking news. That I'm trying to track down, and maybe we'll have confirmation on it and a story later on today on InsideLowell.com. But the Rourke Bridge is in the bidding phase, and the bids have been open. And within, I think, a week or two, we should know who the winning bidder is. And
wow, that fast?
Yeah. Well, I think maybe in March they'll make it official, whatever. But they've got a bunch of the bids.
Is it a 𝐓𝐡𝐞 combo?
Oh Lord, please no. Or actually, maybe I feel like it's looking at this price.
What happens when a bridge leaks and the project manager doesn't? Well,
who's responsible for the bridge leaking? Who's responsible for the HVAC unit on the bridge not working?
Isn't there a school over there?
So. In October, late October, we published something on InsideLowell.com, the Lowell Sun. I went back and found it. They published something as well. The estimated cost of the bridge due to the skyrocketing construction costs.
In October.
In October of 2024. Less than 3 months
Let's
ago.
play a guess the. Oh, well.
The cost was anywhere from 160 to 200 million was the estimated cost. So we all figured 220 million dollars, right? Now, a buddy told me that back in 2013, when Bernie Lynch was still city manager and they were talking about this on the council floor, that number was 40 million.
Okay.
So we went from 40 million, we quadrupled or went 5 times as much in about a decade.
2013, things were a lot cheaper.
Yeah, of course. Things have changed, new regulations as well, changed designs, so on and so forth. But
okay, so between 2013 and now, it's 2025. You're looking at 36% increase.
To go from 40 to 200 or 40 or from 200 to the number that I'm
the cost,
hearing.
the inflation cost is like 35%.
All right. So
it should have been 64 million if you just follow inflation. But I know construction.
Well, that 36 number is interesting. So, and I want to be clear. I just want to be clear. Right now, this is just speculation. Okay. I was given a little info. I have not confirmed this. I'm working my tail off to try to confirm it. And the fact that people aren't exactly rushing back with a denial is telling me a little something. But this is just speculation. It's a podcast. We're gonna speculate because it's also gonna help me make some points that I got an itch that I've been dying to scratch. But it appears that the bids for the Rourke Bridge are coming in at about $270 million.
Holy shit!
Which happens to be about 36% more than the $200 million number.
Yeah.
And
Do
we're
the
now
simple
in
math.
January.
And so in 3 months we've gone from an estimated cost of 160 to 200.
Well, yeah, but the 40 million at a 35% increase, it should be coming in under 100 million. So it's more than it's double the cost of inflation,
Yes.
or the rate of inflation.
Yes. Now, I don't know who did this estimate, but I just mentioned a certified appraiser. I don't know if he appraises bridges,
Oh, yeah.
but maybe somebody could have called Booten to give
bridge
us a
appraiser.
price appraisal
On a bridge.
on this bridge. But $270 million. Again, I have not gotten a exact confirmation. All right, so we'll call this speculation for now. Informed speculation, maybe.
Did they add anything to the design?
Well,
because they knew they had more funding.
You know, we've got some technical things.
That's almost half a high school.
We've got.
I know.
Imagine if they had to put a roof that didn't leak on it.
Oh my
actually,
God!
no, they didn't do that at the
Wait, are they
hospital either.
building a new bridge, or are they just renovating the Rourke Bridge? Or is it a
At this
combination
point,
of
let's
both? There are two renovation lanes in one.
Let's combine it, please. But there was, so either yesterday's Lowell Sun or the day before, because I read it online, so I lose track of when it was published. But there was a story in there, you know, the typical Lowell Sun, Donald Trump bad, everything he does evil, blah, blah, blah. And of course, Congresswoman Lori Trahan and State Senator Ed Kennedy were more than happy to jump aboard the let's blame Trump thing, okay?
Well, they are Democrats.
They were saying how one of Trump's executive orders, like the Green New Deal stuff, might jeopardize transportation funding. And the speculation was, well, this may jeopardize the funding for the Rourke Bridge. So Congresswoman Trahan told the Lowell Sun that she got $180 million committed from the federal government for the Rourke Bridge project, which is great if the bridge costs $200 million. Ed Kennedy then tells the Lowell Sun that he also got a bond, I think is the right word, for $100 million. And now it gives the governor permission to borrow $100 million towards the Rourke Bridge
So that would
project.
be state funding
State funding,
that they
federal
give
funding.
to us that we don't have to
Correct.
pay back.
But yeah, the state would borrow it to build the Rourke Bridge.
So it's a free bridge.
And yeah, but we got
Taxpayer
$180 million coming from DC
Yeah,
and $100 million loan
from the state.
that's been okayed from the state. $280 million. Now, I'm a bidder on this, and I know that, gee, you got 280. You think you're going to build this for 200, but I'm going to bid 270, 273, 277. I'm still coming in under what money you have available.
So they released the funding available before they do the bids.
Well, people want to put out the news out. You know, I secured it. Congressman, I secured $180 million. I helped secure $180 million. That's a great talking point for her. But
Jesus Christ,
it shows you how, developers aren't stupid. And if you got, I'm gonna guess there's only a handful of bids. How many companies can build something like this?
Yeah,
right?
it's, how many
apparently
bridge builders?
How many want to?
apparently none.
Yeah, none for $200 million.
None can do it well.
Certainly not 160. But
We'll find out when the first plate falls into the river.
Did they release the information at the same time about how much money they secured?
No, I don't think so.
So I wonder if
I
it's
don't think so, but a smart developer would
so
probably be able to ascertain that info.
Yeah, but I
right?
wonder if it was like both of them thinking, like both Senator Kennedy and Lori Trahan saying like, we're both, and not like
I get what you know.
realizing
I don't
that
think
it
they released
accumulated.
it together. I think that came out at separate times.
Yeah.
Well, information.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like Trahan's family knows any developers.
Can they do bridges?
I mean, come on. I mean,
bet they can do it for less than
you can
that.
see what happens.
It's like asking like mom for money and dad for money separately, like as a kid, and then being like, well, my thing only costs $15, and then being like one saying like, oh, I'll give you $7, and the other saying like $10. Oh, it actually costs $17.
No,
now.
it's more like saying, it's like saying to your parents, I need money. How much do you need? Well, how much can you give me? Well, I'll give you $30. I'll give you $30. All right, well, then I need 60.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it is. It's not, it's you can see how it's all rigged.
Now,
to inflate the price.
again, let's stress.
Come on, you know that's
this
how
is
it
just
works.
speculation. I'm trying to get the numbers, but so how does how does the cost of construction escalate that badly, that rapidly?
Well,
And remember, we've worked in the COVID estimates by 2024. We know COVID ended. COVID was a long time ago. You know, not unless Putin gets Fauci and, you know, extradited, but different story. But here's something that's been vexing me, and this is where I think I make Michaela's head explode. So this is the artist's renderings, drawings of what the proposed Rourke Bridge will look like, right?
What's the
and
clam
we've got
thing?
here's a ground level view,
That's
right?
gorgeous. Like that's
and here's the
they
kind
forgot
of
the market basket
aerial
in the
view.
back, but
Well,
that's okay.
I think that's the part that's going across towards the Highlands area, if I'm not mistaken.
what is
There's
it,
a market basket on both sides.
So 3 people can jump at once?
Well, so
How high are those guards?
so let's look at this thing first of all, okay? Now, pretty little area, and it looks like there's 3 of them, right? One on the side closest to your
Yeah.
TV monitor, and 2 across. A beautiful little pedestrian area where those walking across the bridge
You can read a book, watch the sunset,
can read a book, watch
you
the
can
sunset,
watch
Fish,
the
you can go
moonrise,
fish, contemplate suicide.
Yeah.
contemplate the joys of life.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's beautiful.
Fly a drone?
So let's go.
You could. You could.
But let's go back to the ground level
Drop
view.
water balloons on the people crewing during the regattas.
No, we don't do that.
Or worse.
That works.
Or stand and watch and appreciate the regattas.
Wait, can you go back for a second?
Okay.
The bridge is built on an angle.
Yes. Yep. You have.
See how the pier is parallel to the shoreline, and the whole thing's on an angle.
So yep. That's
That's an extra 40
right.
million.
Otherwise
Why
you'd
is
have to, because of the current, you'd have to tear down the existing bridge first, and
Yeah.
you don't want to do that. But from an architectural standpoint and a
pretty.
construction standpoint out there, any of our viewers of this podcast, can you tell me what that little thing jutting out in 3 different places, 1 to the right and 2 to the left, what does that do to the cost of construction instead of a straight across build, beam, supports,
I don't think
whatever?
it's that much money. A couple of bump outs.
Couple of million?
Yeah.
Couple of million? 5 million?
Well,
10
maybe
million?
I don't think. I mean, I'd be curious. I guess I would guess. I would guess maybe an extra 3 to 5% of the overall cost.
Well, that's 270 million. That's a really big.
Well, but it's
It's
probably
a big number, but
Okay.
it's beautiful.
It's probably it's like air conditioning the school. It's going to be the first thing to get cut.
Now you've got also from this angle, we notice there's 2 lanes for vehicles on each side. And then we have, there's a bicyclist so there's a bike lane, there's multiple bicyclists, and there's a pedestrian lane.
Yeah.
Well, there'll never be that many bicyclists on the bridge.
Now
Yes,
you
there
could
will.
probably, if you narrowed it a little, you could either put another car there, or
No.
Michaela, you're our sustainability
Oh wait, is
expert
it
here.
4 lanes though? That's good.
Yeah, it's 4 lanes, which is definitely good.
Where's
plus a bike lane and a pedestrian
Where's
lane.
the designated LRTA lane?
Please don't give them any ideas.
There isn't one. So you're gonna cry when there is one. You're gonna cry when there isn't one. I
Please
can't with you
don't give
people.
them any ideas. But Michaela,
can't.
can I ask, because you're our green expert, our sustainability expert.
Not an
here,
expert, but
why can't the bicyclists and the pedestrians kind of share a lane? I mean, there's
because
enough
they're not
room
going
there.
the same effing speed, Teddy.
Oh, yeah, but look, the bike guy is pedaling to us. He's off to the left. He's got plenty of room. There's enough room for the orange lady. I mean, the orange shirted lady. I mean, the overweight folks might have trouble, squeezing in. But do we really need all that
Yes.
space for bicycles?
You know what we want to do? We want to encourage people to get outside, exercise, use different ways of transportation other than cars to go somewhere, giving them a nice place to do it. I'm sorry, that's a very small lane to put in there.
How about the river walks on either side of this bridge.
How do you get from one side of the river to the other, Teddy? You use a bridge.
Well, do you need all these
Yes.
lanes for?
Yeah,
Yes.
because you have to have
do.
people be able to walk, people to be able to bike. And
You
then
don't
need,
have 2 lanes on either bridge.
There's bike lanes and walking lanes on each side of the bridge.
But one
and
is-
again, there's little parks on. There's 3 little parks. Do we need all this?
Yes, we do.
No, we do not.
All right, well, whatever.
you would probably. Well, you need room for the lock scooters too. So you need a lock scooter, a bike, and a walking lane. You know what I mean by those lock scooters? The ones that the old people.
Yeah.
You know what, Teddy? Let's just
The
make
things that help people stay overweight and not exercise.
Yeah. But why are there 3 bump outs and not 2? It's off balance. I don't like that. Oh wait, no, I see what they did.
it's one in the middle.
Why
They're
3 and
offset.
not 1? If you want to sit on the park bench,
No, you need 2 because of.
walk over to the other. Use that walking way.
I gotta
across
admit,
the
I
bridge.
kind of like the design.
It's cute.
I don't mind the wideness.
But if you can get the cost down to 225 million, would you not maybe, I don't know, cut out the bends over here where the walk areas are? Folks can see the cursor. Or how about that big bend down at the end here? How much you think that added to the
Well,
cost?
that's because of the angle in the Rourke Bridge. You can't.
Yeah.
Although I will say, all right, which
Daddy just wants a plain, stupid bridge that has no frills, that's just for cars, that goes straight across. That's ugly for us to look at for the next.
which way you
But we
looking?
just
though?
built one that's kind of attractive, did we not? Over by
This is a
over
nice.
by UMass Lowell, North Campus.
Yeah, but that's
the
a-
Marty Meehan's Bridge.
That's narrower over there.
It goes straight across. It's got 2 lanes on each side. And I believe it even allows for pedestrians and bikes on each side. And it went straight across. It didn't have a bend.
the road-
They didn't have to tear down the old rickety University Ave bridge. They kept it up until they built this.
Yeah,
new
but if
one.
you remember the approach from, I think the bridge was offset to begin with. As you're coming up, what is that?
Yeah, they had to redesign Merrimack Street and all these other
Right, but where
streets.
Merrimack ended, I think it didn't end right at the bridge, did it?
No.
The old bridge? It
No,
was
it
off.
didn't. Yeah, exactly.
So it's a-
so they were able to reconfigure stuff just like they potentially could for the.
Yeah, but you don't want
the new Rourke
There's a
Bridge,
lot of
couldn't they?
there's a lot of homeless camps you don't want to disturb down there.
You know what this
No,
does?
I think you need the bend. I don't think you can avoid it. There's not a lot of room on the other side.
Do we need the 3 bends for the suicide contemplation?
I think you need 2.
Benches.
I don't think you need 3, but I like the design. I like the design.
You know what this
Can't
does?
we just, if the cars have to cram in a little bit, I mean, look how crowded the cars are that are depicted there. Can't the bicyclist and the pedestrian in the orange shirt, can't they kind of like move over into one area?
This bridge connects a really, really nice walking spot along the river for lots of people
2
to
walking
enjoy.
spots, right? There's
2
one
on
each
either
side.
side.
Yeah.
Okay. We build a nice bridge in the middle. More people will use it. More people will be outside. More people will enjoy the beautiful city that is Lowell. We already have these 2 amazing walking spots. Let's build a nice bridge for people to, God forbid, ride a bike and walk across and enjoy being outside and enjoy these beautiful surroundings and connect you to the downtown area.
I knew
It
I'd
goes
get you
all the
fired
way
up,
down.
by the way.
No, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. Why can't we have nice things like this? This
Can't
is
you
fine.
get nice things for $200 million?
We're already built. We're already spending the money. Make it nice for people to use for outdoor activities with their families, with their loved ones, getting outside and walking. Your grandparents or whatever.
You
Like,
could
come
probably
on.
build a nice park with an oval for like 5 to 10 million.
What? So you can just walk in a circle?
$73 million added on here.
Is it
or whatever that
73?
number-
But that design.
We've gone from 200 to 270 or something.
We're building a bridge that will last for decades to come. Let's
sure about
spend the.
Maybe about 20
Oh,
years.
geez.
Nothing the last 30 years anymore.
Same argument they used at Lowell High, didn't they?
But
In
that
1980.
if I remember correctly, I think that design's the same $40 million design or whatever it was, the original price. I'm pretty sure it's the same.
With many more environmental regulations worked in 2025 versus
I think
No.
the real issue is how contractors gouge the state. I think the design does. I bet that those bump outs don't add a lot of money. I think the width isn't
Thank
that
you.
big of a deal. I'll tell you what isn't
Thank
big.
you.
No, I'll tell you what the problem is though. Is at the end of that bridge, that stupid friggin' charter school destroys Middlesex Street.
It does.
You
It
cannot.
does.
It took me a half an hour
It
to go
does.
from my house to downtown to get coffee.
we like the charter school in downtown.
Yeah, this one, the other one. What a terrible place for it. There's
It's like smack in the middle of like where a lot of people need to like
Yeah,
go
it's a two-lane road.
That did affect the design. The original location was
Real.
affected by the kind of the charter school and the
Real.
expansion
And
of it.
and you know why that charter school was allowed to be there? Because stupid traffic engineers, and all they do is engineer traffic.
Uh-oh, that's
That's
going off.
all
on
they
traffic.
do is engineer traffic.
we
That's why they
go.
call them traffic engineers.
Let it
They're
go,
not
Beth.
remediation specialists. They're engineering traffic.
I love that. Traffic engineer. Engineering traffic.
Yeah, because they allowed a school to be put there.
So
and
they allowed the school, the traffic
right.
engineer.
Well, I would assume so because you have to do a traffic study.
Yeah.
Right. So they say, oh yeah, that's fine, and they don't actually do it. From what I understand, is that if you're trying to build something, you hire traffic engineers, and the traffic engineer reviews the report. Obviously, the people you hire are going to be like, it's fine. It's backed up forever.
Oh, doesn't the city have its own traffic engineers that have to look at this?
No, they look at the reports that the people generate.
Oh, so it's kind of like, yeah, it's fine,
It's like
no
rubber
worries.
stamp.
Yeah.
It's a mess over there.
I don't know if
And then
that's-
you look at the Big Phil, right, or whatever that thing's called now. That's a friggin' mess. That's traffic engineers.
Because that too was designed for walkability, bikeability, busability.
That works really well.
No, it doesn't.
You ever try to come there from the Fletcher Street Dunkin' Donuts side during rush
can't
hour?
do it.
Maybe
when
not
people
during
are blocking
rush
the
hour, yeah.
intersection.
I feel like-
we could fund the entire city budget by ticketing people who block that intersection. I'm telling you.
So why don't we do that?
I wish we would. I suggested it to
Well,
Manager Golden a million times.
now this is kind of old, but the Route 3 Drum Hill, like that rotary. Remember, that used to be great. You just get on the rotary and go around. It's a friggin' mess now.
Oh, that one is horrible.
Yeah, and you know why? Because
Is that in Chelmsford though? That's
yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm just but in
horrible.
general, traffic engineers engineer traffic.
Traffic engineers engineer traffic.
Well, you made a good
like
point. It's also you've got these people driving that are doing bad things. Like people are not driving correctly
they're
the way they're
texting and
supposed to be
driving.
driving.
Well, no, because they
Driving.
can't figure out what to do because stupid traffic engineers.
Everybody knows not to block an intersection. People know that.
Yeah, but you block the intersection because the lights are like terrible.
Okay.
Like the one
Hey.
by my house in Vinyl Square, like it just doesn't work. They don't know what they're doing, and I don't know. Maybe they're bad at spatial relations. I don't know, but like it doesn't work. And that bridge, like there would have been a lot. It would have been like I don't know how that bridge is even going to work with Middlesex Street the way it is.
Also, that KFC Taco Bell, the line
Oh, yeah.
that comes out, the line comes out. People love the KFC Taco Bell. The line comes out into Middlesex
Yeah.
Street.
Yep.
The drive-through line. That's a problem.
Maybe we'll bring the city's traffic engineer.
Well, the last
And that's not the traffic engineer's
still-
fault.
it's not
That
the-
there's
well,
a-
that's
there's
not.
like boom in the Taco Bell
I don't know, but
KFC
ever since
demand.
COVID though, right? Remember that was like
Why is there
Yeah.
demand for Taco Bell? I get the KFC.
It's
Why
the
is there
Uber
such a
Eats.
demand for
It's the Uber Eats.
Taco Bell.
that's probably. Oh, I never thought
It's
of
the
that.
Uber Eats drivers waiting in the drive-through.
By the way, the traffic engineer that we had before didn't drive.
That's
Nick?
fine.
Huh?
Nick, was it Nick?
No, it was a woman. I don't know, but she didn't. She.
I think that was Natasha.
Who cares?
Who cares? You're engineering like for traffic, not for like.
No, you're also engineering for people that are pedestrians and people that ride their bikes.
I don't want a podiatrist working on my heart. Like she doesn't drive. She has no like if she
Traffic is not just cars.
doesn't. Sure, it is.
You know what? I would
Traffic
actually-
is car.
I would
Pedestrians
actually-
is walking. Bicycles is walking.
Well, traffic affects all of the above. And I would actually trust someone that didn't have a car more because it means they're spending more time walking or biking and observing the traffic.
It means they're
instead
not
of in the-
taking cars into effect, which is the major
Not true.
user
No, they don't
of-
care about-
the reason. Look,
That's a false
look. How much does it cost to build a walking path? Nothing. How much does it cost to build a bike path? Nothing. How much does it cost to
Thank
build
you.
a road?
A lot.
A lot. Why? Because you build it for cars. You don't build it for pedestrians.
So the bike path didn't make that much of a difference on the bridge then. Cost nothing.
Oh, there you go.
Well, again,
You said it, Teddy.
Your estimate is 3 to 5%.
It's probably
Yeah,
a
but we
high
have-
estimate.
we have no
How
idea.
am I supposed to know?
Do the math. Do 1%. What's 1% of
No,
27 million?
we have no idea how much the bump outs cost.
I bet you a lot.
TBD, that's our homework.
So this is what I
the
want.
clamshells. I like calling
I
them clamshells.
want
The bump its.
any construction expert or whatever, any design architect that I know some of you guys and gals watch
I
our
can-
Inside Lowell. Tell me what that little jut out. Can you
Wait.
please tell me what that has added to the cost of the bridge and potentially what the big, nice, the pretty little bend there through the trees. There aren't even trees there. What are we talking about? There's a sea
I
on one side.
have to admit, I do love the bump outs. I can see
I
myself.
love the bump out.
3?
Well,
You
only
love
need.
looking at the stars, looking at the moon.
I think 2. You only need 2.
Fishing.
3. I mean, but I can see myself fishing from there, or
Bats just wants to
Maybe
piff
doing
on the regatta boaters. That's all.
No, that's a felony.
I wonder-
You can't do
I wonder if
that.
you can
It's like the
can-
most visible spot to do it. That'd be a dumb spot to do
I
it.
wonder if you can cannonball into the river from there.
You would hurt yourself.
I don't know how high it is though.
Well,
It's
yeah, those
high.
fences don't look
No,
all
they got
that high.
They got a
right?
UMass Lowell proof them.
I would. Well, that right. What do you,
They had.
they had that. I mean, anything is better than the cage that they have right now at the Rourke
Oh, the
Bridge.
hamster cage. Yeah.
But
Try riding your bike across that thing. It's so scary.
I don't like driving my car across that thing,
Yeah.
let alone walking
way,
and
can we
riding
just-
a bike.
But here's the thing.
Spider webs everywhere.
Little commentary on that bridge though. That Rourke Bridge up until they built, like the last was it? They built 1 or 2 new ones lately, or whatever. But like that was the safest bridge in Lowell a couple of years ago.
And you also got that was a pretty good value, right? For 40
Yeah, you know why?
years.
You know who
So
built
it'd be
it?
temporary.
Yeah, it was a temporary bridge. You got 42 years.
Wasn't it the Army Corps of Engineers that built it?
So, yeah.
No,
all
I
right.
mean-
So, can we get the Army Corps of Engineers to submit a bid?
Yeah.
You know, once they're done securing the border, can we use
you know-
them instead of sending them to consult Zelensky in Ukraine or to get involved in conflicts in the
Well,
Middle East or whatever? How about we have them build a fucking bridge across the Merrimack
Because
River?
you
Swear
know,
on this?
Yes, you
Ooh.
can.
you know, if
It's
there's
the internet.
if this is a union job, there'll be a guy that's like, hey, I need a whatever tool, and instead of going back and walking, they'll have to wait for the tool guy to go back to the truck to bring the tool to the guy that needs a tool.
Yeah, listen.
Seriously, that's how it
we
works.
just need to clarify though, as we pick on union guys, the IBEW 2321 guys work.
Well, yeah, but
They do their
they're
job.
digging
Yeah.
holes.
They're local and
They're
climbing
digging
walls.
holes and working poles. That's a different.
right.
That's a different union altogether.
All right, you're watching the Inside Lowell Daily Pulse on this Friday, January 21st, 2025. We're coming to you from the WellPoint Studios. WellPoint, the only health plan offering healthcare benefits exclusively to Massachusetts GIC members. At WellPoint, your whole health is their whole point. Today's broadcast brought to you by Real Estate Ray Boutin.
And the Army Corps of Engineers.
And the Army Corps of Engineers. We're just trying to give them work. Licensed real estate agent and appraiser in both Massachusetts and New Hampshire. Find them online, realestaterayBoutin.com. Thank you as well to our friends at Washington Savings Bank. Banking that feels like home. Make the switch now to Washington Savings Bank. TMI Properties. Quality and value at every price point. Find your perfect space with TMI. Mahoney Oil, providing warmth and protection to Greater Lowell and Southern New Hampshire since 1925. The Greater Lowell Community Foundation, newest member of our Inside Lowell family, improving the quality of life in Greater Lowell through impactful, strategic philanthropy. Francis E. Preventure Insurance, the agency Greater Lowell has counted on since 1982. And by the Massachusetts Pirates, bringing all the hard-hitting action and excitement of arena football to the Mill City Pirates. Season opener, by the way, March 21st at the Songus Center. We should plan like an
outing?
Inside Lowell, an Insiders Night of
that'd
the
be great.
Pirates.
Let's
right?
get a box.
I like it. I'm
Let's
gonna
do it.
I'm going to reach out to Jawad, see if they'll...
Let's
Jawad
do
McKean,
it.
the owner of the Pirates. We should have an Inside Lowell
I'm
night
around.
at the...
How was the female
Pirates.
hockey last night? Did you go?
I did not go... We're in Boston or the...
No,
or at
it was
the Songus?
just the song.
I would go. Why are you laughing?
He hates them.
The Boston Fleet?
Why?
Because I knew from the get-go they were looking, they had 1 foot out the door. They were looking to get into Boston. The Songus was a fallback for them. And they've done absolutely nothing in terms of local promotion and any of that.
There were a lot of people out last night, I guess, that were going to the game.
To the game or to the gloves?
Oh yeah, good.
You had a
point.
combination of both.
Depending on which place
Oh,
you were
well,
at. I guess.
Lowell
Well, they may have gotten 3,000 people there at the game, and maybe 1,000 of them even paid for their ticket.
Oh, that's why they probably couldn't have found parking was really bad last night.
You weren't able to manifest a pocket.
No, it was more difficult than usual.
Yeah, the bike lanes get in the way of parking.
This friggin' girl, right? We'll be at your place, right, at the Athenian, and we'll like,
We're
all right,
in the
let's-
parking lot.
yeah, and I'll be like, let's go to the Oak Court, and she's like, all right, and we'll like stop. I'm like, where are you going? She's like, well, I'm going to drive, and I'm like,
I know, I'm horrible.
I'm like,
Right.
When it's cold.
oh yeah, oh
When
no,
it's
no,
cold.
in the summer too. But she,
Well, if I'm wearing heels or something, like it's
That's
hard
the
to
when she
walk.
goes out, she
That's
It's hard
true.
to walk on the cobblestone.
because she needs to be 6'6" when she
Right.
It's
when she goes
cobblestone.
out.
but she'll hop in her car. And like I would never find a parking space at like 9 o'clock at night.
Special
She
power.
always finds there's always a spot. Like she manifests parking spaces. I don't know how she does it.
I got to start hanging out with you more.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I'm like,
Yeah, people believe it. They know. Yeah.
no,
they-
I know.
they
people are like, oh, we're gonna walk over. I'm like, I'm gonna go with Mikaela. She'll find a spot.
Yeah. And then Callie hops in and everybody hops in.
Because you know she'll find
Yeah.
a spot. It's crazy.
In your electric car, you got enough room in there?
Yep.
The Tesla is awesome. Like,
Tesla is a good car.
Would
Anything Elon Musk touches turns to gold.
Ooh.
I mean, you could
He's
just
so cringe.
like if you want to have.
He's the dork in
He is
school
so
that
cringe.
now is like, you know,
Mr.
he's trying to be
Popular and
he's
doesn't
Mr.
know how
Right. He doesn't know how to
handle
He doesn't
himself.
know how to handle it, right?
I don't.
I'm not doing the second part unless I
Please,
get
no.
accused by the local solidarity folks.
Yeah, but he was just hailing a cab.
He was saying, "I love." If you listen to the words, he was saying, "My heart goes out to you." Is what he was saying.
But then
But
the second part of it was like very like, and he made a face.
because he's dorky, and then he starts jumping. If you see him, he's like jumping around.
I get it. There's a whole.
There's a little bit on the spectrum there.
Is it
right?
too soon to talk about the? So I thought his fiance's outfit.
Oh, Jeff Bezos.
Jeff
Oh, Jeff Bezos.
Oh, the white lace.
I thought it was great.
So
There was no problem with that at all.
So here's my inauguration, and I'll let you.
Why was she there?
Because Bezos was there.
Yeah.
I know,
Jeff
but
Bezos.
like she seemed a little out of.
Why?
Well, so
It's his fiance.
who was more?
Yeah, but Mark Zuckerberg didn't bring his wife.
'Cause he doesn't
in the
have
whole-
one, does he?
Yes, he does.
He does,
He has
yeah.
kids and a wife.
Oh, really?
She's probably still a tree hugger,
I-
and she's
I
probably
doubt it.
mad at him for embracing Trump.
It'll
I
probably take
doubt
a
it.
half an hour to inflate her.
So here's my question to you two: who was more inappropriately dressed for
Oh.
an inauguration? Lauren Sanchez, Jeff Bezos,
She was fine. She was
with the showing
White lace
the
is
cleavage.
just
the
horrible.
white
I had no
lace.
issue with that
Or
whatsoever.
United States Senator John Fetterman, whose politics I'm really starting to love more and more.
I've always
he's
liked
like a
him.
true middle of the road guy,
Yeah.
and now that he's got his speaking ability back, I'm
Yeah.
like, he's growing on me.
Yeah.
But his signature outfit is these long shorts and a hoodie sweatshirt. He looks like Bill Belichick unkempt.
Did he wear a hoodie?
He wore that to the inauguration.
He wore the
There's a
hoodie?
video of him being
Yeah.
led into the
I
rotunda
think he had Velcro shoes too.
wearing that. So, so who was more inappropriately dressed? A United States
Yeah,
senator?
he was.
I would say Fetterman.
That's wearing that, or a plastic woman who's basically arm
She's had
candy
some-
for the
yeah.
gazillionaire.
Well, she's supposed to be really smart in her
Yeah.
own right. Like she's supposed to be really smart in her own right. But like,
So you guys say Fetterman?
I would say Fetterman. Absolutely.
I think I'd go Fetterman. Too, but-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like dress up. Like she was at least like dressed up. Like she was put together.
Yeah.
She like made an effort. Like, wear
But
the
Fetterman can
shorts.
only make himself up so much. I mean, he looked like the young Frankenstein. He looked like the monster. Did he not?
I
Like
would
Peter
say
Boyle?
Yeah, he does. That's a quick.
Doesn't he look like
he does
Peter
look
Boyle?
like
I don't know
Boyle.
who that is.
It's a father from Everybody Loves
The
Raymond.
father
He
from
played.
Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh, that guy.
But if you
Oh.
play the movie Young Frankenstein,
Frankenstein, he
with
plays.
Anita Wilder,
I can see. I can
the
see
monster's
actually.
kind of bald.
Abby Normal. It's a,
If he didn't wear the hoodie, I would have let the shorts go.
No.
Because people like shorts. I don't know, like guys
no,
like
you gotta.
shorts.
If you're an adult man, you gotta wear pants.
If you
I
wear a
guess-
suit jacket and shorts, I'd be fine with that.
He
No.
walks into Senate chambers the same way, though. Deliberations, votes. That's
No, you
his.
gotta-
That's his standard outfit. So I mean, I give him props for being true to himself, but come on, you are United. There's some decor. You're not.
Put yourself together.
We were raised. You dress up to go to church.
Yeah.
You don't throw the hoodie on
Well, I will-
Yeah.
to go to church. You go to certain things. I go to a Broadway show and I'm in a shirt, tie, and whatnot. That's the certain.
Yeah.
That's
So
how I was raised.
I've decided I'm not wearing a tie or a suit jacket anymore.
You never do.
So even my dad's wake and funeral, I didn't. I'm like,
Yeah, you
what?
didn't.
No, I
You
didn't.
stayed
I'm like,
true to yourself.
yeah, I'm like, I'm not.
But you still dressed up.
But
You
I still dressed up. I wore a collared shirt.
Yeah,
and
you weren't,
not
like,
this one, like a
scruffy or
good one,
anything.
and like
Slacks
slacks and the whole thing.
dress
but-
shoes.
Right, but no tie, no jacket. But at a minimum, you should at least like a sweatshirt and shorts. No,
Can I go back? Can I take a quick detour back to the
This
bridge?
is your show. This is
Just
the
a
pod
quick
squad.
detour. I got word about the cost of the bump outs potentially
Okay.
from my dad, who's an artist.
Okay, good. Oh, good.
Oh,
good.
good,
Sorry,
good, good.
see?
Yeah, I just wanted. Yeah. So it's about 2% of the bridge cost.
Okay.
And the reason for the bump outs is because for such a long pedestrian stretch, people do need a break. So if you're walking with an elderly person or something like that, they need a place to sit down. Like you would need a place to sit
oh,
down.
they're love handles.
Yeah.
So
The bridge has love
so
handles.
5.4 million. If that my 270 number.
Well, it
is
was part of
accurate.
the original design. So it was part of the original design of the bridge. So
So it's
maybe
the
it's not
40
the
million.
270 million.
But I'm trying to value engineer now. I am putting my Skanska, Perkins Eastman, and Suffolk cap on, and now we need to value engineer. So we can save 5.4 million by cutting out a bump out. Right?
Or you could just
How
go-
much can ask your dad about the bend? How much that added to the thing, and if they had just done a diagonal bridge,
I don't think
straight steel.
I'm pretty sure you couldn't without.
Why they couldn't take like CVS by eminent domain?
No, I think that's going.
Is it going?
I think so. Yeah.
So why do we?
Because I think you couldn't do a straight approach and keep the other bridge open. That's what I'm thinking. And I think it's got something to do with whatever's going on, whoever they're going to engineer the backups in the traffic jams. That's why you have to have that diagonal.
I still think the pedestrians, the scooters, and the bicyclists can share a lane. It's wide enough for one person in each direction.
Absolutely not.
5 million's that's not bad.
And you have like DUville over there where like people might be taking someone for like, physical therapy. Not a push. Jesus. No, like a walk, like a health walk outside. And it is nice to have for such a long bridge a little place to sit down and rest.
By the way, we're doing a very good job of mentioning Inside Lowell sponsors, Duville Life and Wellness.
Are they? Are they a sponsor?
Inside Lowell
There we go.
Partner, IBEW, we've named them all. All right.
Wait, whoa, just for some perspective, the cost of the bump outs, it only costs the equivalent of educating 125 kids.
5.4 million.
Yeah, that's it. That's how much 125 kids in Massachusetts. So I'll take
a bump out.
a bump out over, training 125 kids how to be baggers.
Can we
at
cut
market
one
basket.
bump up out? Leave one on each side. Cut the second one out on the other side.
You know what? I'll go for that. Two bump outs.
All right. We've already valued engineered.
You only need-
Can you agree to that, Michaela?
Yeah, I'll compromise.
We're value engineering.
We've decided the bridge.
All right. Since we're
The left handles, you only need 2.
since the bridge talks turned to a little sustainability stuff, you're on the City of Lowell Sustainability Council. You had your meeting the other night, and I know because I was sent a survey this morning how I would feel about eliminating styrofoam containers in Lowell's eateries.
Well, you don't really use styrofoam.
We do. We have some.
Some.
They're convenient for certain things.
Yeah. Is it cost? Is part of it
cost effective, but also so what am I supposed to use? And when I answered the survey, I asked what are we going to use?
Chinese food containers.
What? Plastic?
No, Chinese food ones.
So there's a break. So Ryan Oates, who emailed you,
sent the survey.
He did a whole breakdown of like the costs and like the different types of alternatives that there are, and sort of like the cost per 100 units or something like that. So you could use like the cardboard stuff. You could use the aluminum stuff, which I know you use sometimes.
Well, we used to use the aluminum, and back in 2010, we were told to go away from that.
Yeah.
And
The
to use
aluminum.
plastic. In 2010, as part of becoming the first green restaurant in the city of Lowell, the Athenian Corner was encouraged to get plastic takeout containers. Why? Because they're reusable.
What are the aluminum ones?
And in less than 10 years, suddenly all this plastic that was going to save the planet is destroying.
Yeah.
Those are bad for the microwave.
It's health. It's a few things. It's health related and it's also waste related.
Now I'm willing to listen.
Yeah. Did you know? So what we're talking about, right, is kind of like trying to gather information. Like we started off with like, should we try to push for a ban for styrofoam in the city? And it's like, no, we don't want to mess up things for small businesses who now have all this added cost because styrofoam is cheaper.
That was the theme of my reply, by the way. It's like, just stop mandating things. If people will eventually move away if better.
So we're trying to gather feedback from real businesses instead of making this bad, unintended consequence.
A sustainability council that's actually reaching out to business. I'm actually impressed.
We're trying.
I'm glad that this was part of your discussion.
We're trying.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, we have a lot of really good people on the fourth Thursday of every month we meet downtown, or you have a Zoom option. It's open to the public.
Can I wear a mask if I want?
You can wear what you can wear anything you
won't
want.
be alone.
And do whatever you want. Okay.
Wait, are those baskets made out of styrofoam?
But so come to find,
might be.
Yeah, I know.
so we had a lot of good things out of the discussion. So we're asking, do the schools use styrofoam? Because if you put hot food,
Only in the meatloaf.
if you put hot food in a styrofoam, you guys are such jokesters. If you put hot food in a styrofoam container, it releases toxins into the food that you're eating, and it's
why the
really
kids can't
bad for you.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
but even let's talk about the plastic water bottles we drink out of, which is why I now pour my water into my Washington Savings Bank mug. Look, it's a really nice mug. It's even like blue on the inside. It's got the red, white, and blue.
That is nice.
I mean, if I might just put a MAGA logo on this side, and
Is that the last
make it
local
the
bank
greatest coffee cup of much. Well,
in Lowell?
well, there's so. I mean, it's banking that feels like home. Yeah.
I love them. They're great. They are great.
Phenomenal.
They are great.
Personalized service, unbelievable. You walk
Very
in
friendly
there, they
people.
know your
Yeah.
name. They're
But seriously, because you got Rockland Trust now.
And they're
not yet. Not yet.
The Tewksbury Five. So who's left in Lowell?
I know. Well, you have JGCU. You have
Well, there go
Align.
those potential sponsorship agreements.
Well, isn't Rockland? Didn't you say Rockland Trust is owned by like Bancorp or something?
Yeah, like you.
There's
it's
a
huge
bigger,
multinational.
there's a bigger parent company
conglomerate.
there. So
So what's the alternative besides the?
So
the
right
Chinese
now
food
we're
containers are okay. How do they compare in cost? Have you guys done any research? on that?
yeah, we have a whole. So we're gonna publish something eventually to compare what the costs are. But we're also talking to businesses who are actually out in the market trying to like make these decisions.
I do like
So-
the styrofoam ones though with the paper lid. Those things worked awesome.
Yeah. And they're great for putting a dessert, a piece of baklava in our case, or
And you can
whatever.
put them
It
in, you can
makes
put them in
sense.
an air fryer too.
But they do have kind of flatter boxes for the Chinese thing. And this is a serious question. I'm not trying to shit on you, but I grew up in the 70s, so I'm a little bit older. And I remember when we were basically told that the whole genesis of the environmental movement, well, first it was don't pollute, keep the planet clean.
Oh,
which
totally.
100% of people will get behind that, except the idiots who are just throwing their food bags out to the crying Elizabeth Warren cousin there. The crying Indian, remember that commercial?
The Italian guy.
Yeah, the Elizabeth Warren's cousin. But
That one
but,
right
but
away.
we were then it was like,
He was
hey,
about
we
as
gotta
he was
save
about as
trees.
much as an Indian as Elizabeth Warren.
Stop chopping down trees. Stop deforesting the planet. Trees are great. Trees turn CO2 into oxygen.
Yes.
Trees are necessary to sustain life. And we stopped chopping down trees for a while, except in the rainforest in Brazil.
Well, you're replanting.
We stopped.
We
but
need wood and
it takes
to build
how many
things.
years to grow. But now this move to paper, well intentioned by folks like you, right? Because you'd say, all right, there's some harms in plastic, there's some health issues. I get it all, but going to a paper bag, like plastic was created as a solution to some of these environmental issues. Reusable plastic. Now reusable plastic is evil, and now it's okay to chop down trees again for paper containers, cardboard takeout containers, paper bags at supermarkets, which had disappeared.
I hear
for
what you're saying.
20 So if the technology, if the science keeps changing, at some point, I'm 59. I've lived through 3 iterations of the science changing.
Yeah.
That's why I doubt all this.
Are we just chasing our own tail kind of thing?
If I may.
Thank you. Because you're almost my age and you
So
rebut me.
So one of the things that they used to do is that they would cut down like 500-year-old trees to make paper, right? So you don't want to do that. You want to cut down a 500-year-old tree to make like good lumber. There's none of them left because we cut them all down. So now you can grow like fast. The trees that grow fast, pulp trees that you can turn into paper in like 10 or 20 years or whatever. And so you can grow them. They sequester CO2, turn them into paper, whatever. The better option is that what I would do is like you replace things like soybean or whatever. You plant hemp, you can make paper out of hemp. You can like vegetable-based or plant-based paper is definitely better than the oil-based. And before we had styrofoam and
Is it
plastic.
like the paper? Is that what the paper straws are made out of?
No, this is like
this is
real.
better. Okay.
It's like bamboo. Like it's like the plasticky paper straws. It's not paper straws. But it's like it's a plant based, but it feels like plastic.
It's
Bamboo
Hemp,
or
yeah, hemp, like a hemp bag or a hemp paper is. It's like they used to make
Very
paper
strong.
out of papyrus, right? So they used to make it out of reeds before trees, right? So it was actually better than the wood thing. So there are plant-based paper that's better than tree-based paper, but whatever. But like,
Can we start pushing that stuff then?
So that's kind of where it's going. And like before styrofoam, everything used to be like probably before the 40s, everything would be wrapped in either paper or like, or glass. And it was in glasses,
Glass is like the best.
Glass is the best. You can reuse glass. Plus, if you have a
There's
fight,
no toxins in it. Like,
But the whole point of going to plastic was to eliminate glass as well, because people were throwing bottles away and shattering them on causing pollution.
But it was also what it really was too. Was like the weight of glass, the weight or the plastic was cheaper at the time because oil was cheaper, right?
just move and ship things. Probably.
Yeah, so it's kind of It's not that it's not that the science was wrong, whatever. It's the priorities and the economics of it changed. So now it's better. We've reached the point where it's better to use stuff that's not oil based.
All right. I just hope I live long enough to see plastics become part of the environmental movement again, because I think it's going to happen.
Well, they are talking about plastics that are made out of things besides oil, right? So you can make plastics out of algae. There's other things you can make plastic-like substances out of. So that might come back.
So I want to be eating and drinking out of a fungus?
Do you want to be eating and drinking out of like a poison toxin that's like released because it's made from?
No, I mean, I've
which is what styrofoam is.
Healthy.
I mean, we're all full of microplastics. I mean, every time I pee,
but styrofoams were kind of a limit. Remember McDonald's and the fast food places used to give you your Big Mac or your Whopper in styrofoam,
and that
then
yellow.
They went away from it.
Yeah,
right?
You're right.
But then it started to kind of come back as a takeout thing, not at McDonald's, but
well, the schools use it. So a very good conversation came out of last night about serving businesses in the area, and so then we kind of thought like, well, do schools use it? And come to find out, Aramark uses it in the kids' lunch materials. So like at the very
food or in what they're serving.
I don't know.
Probably both.
But no, but like so at the very
Microplastic
least,
salad.
I've seen some of those school lunches. Styrofoam might be more tasty.
I used to love those school lunches. I know they were
used to be
so
great.
horrible.
No, because they used to make them in the
Those like
schools.
floppy like
Remember Mrs. Pappas at the
cheeseburger.
Hellenic? The sloppy joes?
Oh, so good.
School
We had the
pizza?
best.
School pizza was good.
The Hellenic had the best school lunches because Drake at House of Pizza did a lot of the
Pizza
food.
Fridays?
Oh
we
my
could have
god!
Greek pizza at the Greek school.
No, they did the chicken, the rice pilaf, the salad. Oh, delicious.
We used to do the meatloaf. I wanted to get away from the Greek food. That's why I enjoyed
The school.
Right. Before we move off the environmental stuff, you had some thoughts the other day in our private text about Clean Choice Energy.
Oh yeah.
Kind of a scam that they're running, just bombarding you with mailers about how they're going to save you money on your electric bill.
Yeah. So, and I'll try to do like an article about this too. So I've been noticing I'm getting a lot of like Clean Choice Energy emails. Constant.
At our business, at our home in Chelmsford,
like once a month at least. And so a new Attorney General report, they've been doing this for years, is reporting on the competitive suppliers, which are competitive suppliers are just an alternative supplier to either basic service rate, which is National Grid or Eversource, whatever territory you're in, or the aggregation that's offered in your city or town if that's offered.
And this report came from Massachusetts Attorney General Andrea Campbell. Okay, so now I know what she's been doing instead of trying to enforce the right to audit the legislation.
It's one of the things.
I digress. So maybe she's been busy with that, and now
This was a big deal that they're. I mean, it's
blocking ice.
Which don't get me started.
We're saving 10 to 15 minutes for that in the Honda Hog. But anyway, so for folks out there who think that they might be saving money with Clean Choice Energy versus the city aggregate.
Right. So what they do, they target people that English might not be their first language, elderly people looking to save money. And what they're offering is like Clean Choice, which is like green energy, 100% like green energy, like you're doing the right thing. Even if it's paying, it's not.
It's not 100%. Okay.
No, it is, but it's national wind recs from Texas or from Iowa that they cost literally like 1 cent for a certificate. So it's very low incremental cost. If you want to go green, what you want are Massachusetts Class 1 renewable energy certificates because they affect the grid that you're actually a participant in. Anyway, they also lock you into a rate that's for 24 months, something like that. It can go up or down. So what the new AG's report said was that Lowell was number 6, it's either number 6 or number 8 on the list of mass cities or towns that are collectively overpaying every month people that are enrolled. So 22% of accounts or households in Lowell are on a competitive supplier like Clean Choice Energy. They're overpaying collectively by $44,000 per month.
So, and this is like, if you just go with whatever National Grid naturally does for you, you're going to pay more than what the city has their aggregate. They've negotiated
Either
a price.
one, yeah.
And now you actually have three level choices. You can go as green as possible. You pay a little more. You can find a medium mix, and then you're the least green, which is still somewhat green.
5%. Yep.
And you'll pay, that's the lowest price. Those are all cheaper, from what I understand, from the regular National Grid supplier rates plus Clean Choice Energy. Are they low?
They're lower.
All three Lowell aggregate rates are lower than Clean Choice Energy when all push comes to shove.
So they change their rates too. Clean Choice can change their rates. So, and they also charge you early cancellation fees. So I just went
and they overcharge you during the off seasons when even National Grid's rates start to
changes
come down,
every
right?
6 months. Yeah. So the rate right now is 18 cents per kilowatt hour for my zip code.
Clean Choice Energy?
I just checked online.
18 cents?
18 cents.
It's
And
like
you're locked
13
in
something for Lowell, 13, 14, and 15, I think Lowell's three levels.
Yeah. And that's locked in. Yeah. So
please write that article so we can get it out to our audience.
I will.
And,
You know, it'd be interesting.
22%. So 8,000, a little bit over 8,000 households or electric accounts in Lowell right now, per the AG's report, are enrolled in a competitive supplier like Clean Choice Energy.
I wonder if your dad has like an old electric bill from like 1978 or something, where
he probably, the summer in the house, he's probably got old.
Well, because what I'm curious about is because like I think Lowell had, I know they had a gas plant, but I think they had a power plant, right? Back in the day, like it was local.
Oh, maybe.
And
Well, there's a water, hydro too.
But I'm curious to see what the, like when municipalities had their own power generating plants, what the cost was versus what it is now.
So they still have, there's 41 in Massachusetts municipal light plants.
Oh, really? I wonder what the rate is. If it's cheaper or more
41.
expensive.
Yeah.
All right. So move away from that. I just had it confirmed.
Oh boy.
And I believe we have the winning bid for the Rourke Bridge construction.
Oh, Jesus.
Really?
And my early information was, in fact, correct. $273 million.
Oh, 273.
273.
So they're leaving 7 million wiggle room below the 280 total funding.
So, and again, if you go back and rewatch the beginning of this podcast, but we'll put a story out there about that soon. I'll have a little bit more.
The bridge in Hampton's only 105 million, and that one's like in a tidal zone. I'm surprised.
Christ.
Oh, they're doing a new bridge?
Yeah, it's gonna be.
And don't they have the up and down thing?
They're getting rid of it. It's gonna be like it's gonna go. So that's whatever.
All right. We're about 50 minutes in. Let's go to inauguration. Executive orders.
Oh, okay.
Donald Trump got right to work. Batch wants to do a little thumbs up, thumbs down on.
All right, let me find that.
on Donald Trump.
All right, let me ask you what you guys thought of these. Let me get the.
This will be a fun game. Melania's outfits, by the way, while he's looking.
Do you notice suddenly everybody's like nicer to Melania?
She has been.
Some of the fashion designers wanted to outfit her where they shunned her in 2017.
She didn't get a Vogue cover the entire time she was first lady.
But Anthony Fauci did.
Did he get a Vogue cover?
He got an In Style cover. In the middle of the pandemic. Remember that swimming pool shot where he sat there with his legs crossed? And
I think I remember. I
remember. Doomed people to their death.
Well, the first one was the whole idea of stopping or withholding funding for sanctuary cities.
I'm going to say thumbs down.
I'm going to go thumbs up.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. It's a federal law.
Federal government oversees immigration.
Yeah.
That's the Constitution.
Now, the good thing is Lowell, I thought Lowell was a sanctuary city.
It's not. Nope. Lowell didn't vote for it.
But you know who is, by the way? Lawrence is. But you know who's a freaking sanctuary city?
Lowell's not a sanctuary city.
No. We're Gateway.
Newton or
Gateway.
Brookline.
Concord.
Concord is a sanctuary city.
Yeah, like really?
I encourage every illegal trying to hide out from ICE to go to Concord, Massachusetts.
Yeah, you know what it reminds me of? Do you ever meet somebody that's like super skinny and then they go to Weight Watchers or something, or they get like Ozempic? That's what that's like.
They call that mental illness.
No. Like somebody skinny being like, I'm going to take Ozempic because I'm like a pound overweight. Like that's like Concord being a sanctuary
I see
city.
what you're saying.
There's no illegal immigrants living in Concord.
Of course not. And then they wouldn't. The second one showed up and sent their kids into the Concord school system. They'd give them the Martha's Vineyards. They'd all show up with Tupperware and a bus to get them on the road. Can I want to give you guys a little conspiracy theory and tell me what you think.
Ooh.
Have you seen the video of ICE in Boston arresting the gangbangers and whatnot?
I haven't.
Gangbang. Okay, so they did a raid and there was this one alleged Haitian gangbanger, bad dude, big guy. And as they're arresting him, they're putting him into a car. and he starts screaming out, F Donald Trump, Joe Biden forever, and thank you, Obama, for everything you did to me. All right.
That sounds like a plant.
Thank you. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, did they hire like a method actor?
What better thing for someone to say?
Because if I'm trying to make a political point that what Donald Trump is doing is so much better than what Biden and Obama did, I couldn't have scripted something so ridiculous. I would have made it a little bit more believable.
I would have made it a little less blatant.
I want to know for sure. I want to track this guy and know what really happened. I'm going to guess he might have been the same guy Jussie Smollett hired to beat him up.
Or beat him up.
Right? That's just too, F Joe Biden, F Donald Trump, Joe Biden forever, and thank you, Obama, for everything you did for me. That's method
So that would be
acting.
a plant from the right.
From Donald Trump. Look, he produces reality TV shows. Would it be beyond him to produce that?
I hate that. But yeah, sure. No, I agree with you. That sounds like a plant to me.
More executive orders.
All right, so this one, require within 30 days, Attorney General, Secretary of the State, and others to evaluate designate international cartels as foreign terrorist organizations.
Love it.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I'm all for that one.
Because you can use the military against him. You don't have to go through normal
And
police
that's a whole
procedures.
That's a whole bunch of these, and we know that the cartels are exploiting people trying to get in.
Women,
illegally.
children. Yep.
I mean, as long as there's like boundaries, like as long as it's not like an instrument for the government to just say, "Oh, you're cartel, we're gonna like." That could be like government overreach,
abuse of power.
Yeah,
always
that could
always
be,
a possibility.
Because what is the box of like what falls into a cartel? You could just use that to go against people.
Well, and I don't necessarily want the military on the streets going house to house to arrest cartel members.
Yeah.
Let the U.S. Marshals or whoever is responsible for that, local police or whatever.
But I think it does allow for a lot of interagency cooperation. So maybe because your street dealer actually is part of that cartel.
He's the lower rung. He's the pawn in the.
So I wouldn't call
match.
Street dealers terrorists.
I think they're probably the street dealer to me.
That's like the war on drugs. That's like the war on drugs, and then you're putting them all. What are you doing?
Yeah, but then you're going to get. So what the dealers are doing is they're addicting people, getting people addicted. Very often young women. They're giving them the drugs for free, but they're forcing them to go out and make the drop off at the Home Depot or the Motel 6 parking lot. So that the upper level people are clean from that.
Well,
so do you want to declare them terrorists?
You know who I would like to declare a terrorist? International cartel, getting people hooked on drugs. Pharmaceutical companies. 𝐓𝐡𝐞. Have them be declared international terrorists. Because that's who really...
We're getting RFK.
Yeah, he's coming.
He's coming, baby. So RFK and Tulsi are coming.
I hope so. But
this one I like. I'll say broadly direct all executive agencies to tailor their policies to reduce consumer prices. Trump wants a progress report from the top White House economic advisors every 30 days.
That's very broad and vague. Like, are we talking about health insurance? It talks about health insurance.
Can he force prices to come? Can he force the price of the Rourke Bridge to come down?
So is that like against like corporate price gouging? Because he seemed very cozy with like Bezos and a lot of the price gouging people.
He's also talking about
Amazon's as cheap as you're going to get, though. Is he really gouging or
Amazon made tons of money over COVID.
Of course they did, because Fauci and the pharmaceutical industrial complex forced you to lock yourself in your house. It almost became a crime to go to a supermarket and walk in the same aisle with somebody.
No, but there was some corporate price gouging that they were doing for sure. I'm sure there was an algorithm that was like, oh, people are paying more for toilet paper. Let's the price of toilet paper. Like I'm sure.
It's supply and demand.
He's also looking at renegotiating NAFTA, which I think is a good idea.
Yeah, I would give that a thumbs up.
So 2 more. So
can we call it the Gulf of America again?
That's just dumb.
It is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But I like it. It's funny. If it tweaks the lefties, I like it.
Although
nobody cares about it. Like,
I will say though,
the people are losing their mind.
Oh,
but it is
Canada, England. We refuse to call it the Gulf of America.
But it's a little more inclusive. Imagine if it was called the Gulf of the United States, the Gulf of America.
Yes, North and South America.
It's a little more inclusive.
And when we take back the Panama Canal from the Chinese,
That's
I was going to build a new one.
How much? Well,
it'll be 2.7 for the
more or less than the Rourke Bridge.
I know.
And will the Panama Canal have a little pedestrian and bicycle jet?
It's going to be $40 million because the labor's a lot cheaper. So the TikTok, he suspended the TikTok ban.
I don't use TikTok. I
can't use TikTok either.
I can't deal with it.
I
I
can't.
support that. I think it's a good. The kids like it. It's
But
fun.
as long as the Chinese government is able to access that information, I don't want the Chinese.
It's
government.
not the
I'm not even
servers.
sure I want the American.
The
government to have
servers-
my
You don't
data.
think that you
The
don't
servers for US TikTok are on American soil. And the whole conspiracy about that is that if they ban TikTok in America, Zuckerberg will make tons of money because everybody's going to go to Meta, which is Instagram and Facebook. And that's actually what happened in India. They
Or
banned Musk, who might buy TikTok. So
I hope he buys MSNBC first, but
and all the data gets shared anyway.
that's
Oh,
true.
yeah. No,
That's true.
that is
All
true.
right.
And then there was one more. Oh shoot, I just forgot it. Oh, and this one I don't support. And you'll love this one. He got us out of the
The Paris Climate
Paris
Accord.
Climate
Yes.
Accord. I think that's a
all
terrible
this
idea.
stuff. The freeze.
He already
on
did that his
windmills
first
and
time.
all that stuff.
So no new projects in federal waters.
Yeah.
No new offshore wind projects in federal
which the
waters.
Kennedy family is celebrating big time down there.
So
They,
normally I would be against that, but the whale thing concerns me.
Well,
I know you hate. I know you.
think a giant metal support base in an ocean when I can't put lobster nets down for fear of harming the ecosystem.
Well, I know you hate nature,
but
but-
it's okay for windmills.
But I know you hate nature.
That's
So there's a lot of mitigation that they do. They can't build during certain migration seasons. Which
can't build, but-
they
how's that
can't.
working out for the whales so far? A lot more whales are
there's
washing up
not-
on shore.
You really shouldn't build them in the Atlantic.
Well, they're
Florida.
also washing up on shore because the warming of the waters is changing. The
Well,
patterns of the waters are
microplastics to a kill.
and it's not and so by us.
But the waters have been warming for hundreds of years since the Industrial
Well, it's
Revolution.
it's accelerating.
Why did the whales only start showing up when the windmills started going in the ocean?
It's not like tons of them are washing. It's not like the migration that they need to do is now longer because they have to find colder waters. They have to travel longer to find colder waters.
They need a
because-
pump out.
I'm trying to explain these things, and all you guys
a
do.
bump up. It just the cold water flows
a
through
cold
the bump
water,
out.
a cold
Yes.
water bump out.
Why do I try? Like, why?
I bet we could build a bridge for a water bridge for the whales to migrate. That's less than $270 million.
I would love to
Those
see you
lobsters
design
are
that,
the
Teddy.
lobsters aren't unionized.
All right, but I did not mean for the Rourke Bridge thing to hijack the conversation.
No, it was a good conversation.
But I mean, and it was confirmed for us in the middle of the podcast. But we end our Inside Lowell Daily Pulse Pod Squad editions with a happy feeling because we were kind of mean. We picked on the Native American crying by the roadway. We picked on people in their
The Italian American was
Scooters. We
playing a
picked on-
Native American.
Elizabeth Warren's cousin.
Yeah, he was just about as native as well. Okay.
We pick on everybody, and especially poor Mick and her beloved environmental movement. But we want to leave with a moment of unity.
Listen, I'm a
Daily
closet tree
Pulse
hugger. You know
Pod
that.
Squad. You are.
You are.
I
You
am.
appreciate
I'm
nature, and you
I'll
ride
fix
your
that.
bike.
I'll fix that. I should go back
No,
to
he
riding my
hates
bike
nature.
now.
He would cut down every last tree.
No,
think so.
I like trees.
Yeah.
I like trees. I wouldn't plant them on a downtown sidewalk. That's the
There are
stupidest
trees
thing
you
on the
can
planet.
plant that don't uproot the soil, but we
Yeah,
don't.
that's
We
what they
plant.
tell you.
No, we plant the wrong ones.
Who's going to water them? Who's going to maintain them? Do we have a maintenance plan for those trees?
No, it rains enough here.
All right. The Hondros hug.
We just siphon
Yeah.
water off the roof
Something
of the high
that
school.
all of us can get around. We can feel good. We can leave a better planet, a better society, a better community
Yeah.
for everyone around us here at Inside Lowell. So the January 24th edition of the Hondros Hug.
Okay, so this one's going to be like a little, it might sound negative at first, but it's good.
like it
And
already.
it's a little like, philosophical, whatever. So I spoke about this the last time. Like, the world is like very crazy. We haven't even made it through an entire first month of the year, and already so many things have happened that are just like really hijacking like our worries, our thoughts, our attention. And we are all gonna die someday. Like, we are all going to die. Like,
Not if AI can cure all these diseases like you're
That's-
saying it might. We might.
we might end up.
Can it give us a new body?
But the thing is,
Oh yeah, I'd take that.
the beauty of being a human is knowing we're not here forever. Like, we're like, it makes you like really cherish life. So with all of these things happening, I'm just gonna list off like a few, just to like really like get a few of like how crazy this month has been. Like, we have the New Jersey drones, we have the aliens and UFO disclosure, blue beam psyop thing.
So yesterday, somebody said there's alien bases underneath the oceans now.
Yeah.
And that's why the drones are all
So
flying
these,
out of
like,
the
yeah,
water.
it's like insane, the things that like are coming out that we're like worried about, right? So you have the wildfires that are still happening, like really bad ones still happening in California.
They're waiting for the water to come from the ocean.
Right. You know, we have the Cybertruck explosion in front of the Trump Hotel. That's like been totally
That was
dropped.
this month?
Yes, Larry
Well,
Ellison.
you're not going to hear much more about that guy. Similar to the guy who blew up Nashville, that city, that the Christmas morning blow up.
Oh, that's
Maybe
right.
those stories go away.
So it's like these would be huge news stories at any other time, but we're just like constantly bombarded. You have like, okay, the Sean Ryan show said that 2025 will be like the year of like 10 major like 9/11 scale events across the United States. Bill Gates coalition is saying there's more pandemics coming. The P.
Of course,
Diddy.
they're designing them. They've already rolled out the rollout of them.
Wait,
They've
this
got
is
a plan.
supposed to be positive.
No, okay, so this is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, I definitely need a hug now.
So there's all of this crazy stuff. Like, it almost feels on purpose for us to be scared and worried and like our heads in our phones, like what's going on, right?
You're a very smart young woman.
So I just want to give a visual, right? Like, you may have seen this illustration as like a guy sitting on a dock on a lake with his dog, and there's two thought bubbles, and the guy,
or he's sitting on the,
the
park
bridge.
bench on a bridge
There we
somewhere.
go. There we
Rourke
go.
The Rourke line.
There we go. So there's two thought bubbles, right? And the guy's thought bubble says, you know, it's like, you know, the stock market and my mortgage payments and all this and that, and, you know, the drones and this and that. And the dog's thought bubble is just a mirror image of them like sitting at the lake together, meaning like he's really just thinking about the present moment and enjoying the present moment.
So don't sweat the end of the earth or any of these other panic scenarios.
We're all gonna die sometime, so like, just
But does it have to be tomorrow?
Just
'Cause
be-
Bill Gates
no.
releases a pandemic.
no, but that's what humans. That's like our special wisdom and our power. So like, try as much as you can to just be in the moments that you really enjoy, whether it's, you know, sitting on your couch and reading a book or whatever, or being with your family and like just like enjoying the things that are going on, doing something nice for someone or whatever. Just connect with your fellow humans and the nature. And
I shouldn't go on Facebook and post that the price of eggs hasn't gone down yet. And promises
can
were
do
broken.
that.
Should I?
no, you can do that. Spend time caring about the things you want to care about, like styrofoam ban. Like, spend time, but also spend time. Don't just be consumed with all of this,
The negativity.
this stuff that's happening.
I like that. I mean, I know that the last couple of weeks, the ice has been thick, so that's all I've been doing.
You've
I've
done
been
some
going
ice fishing,
Yeah,
yeah.
ice fish when you can.
Yeah, and we're like
Forget
these
everything
we're little humans in a huge world with all these huge problems getting thrown at us all the time. So like, be in your moments that you enjoy and focus on that a little bit more if you can.
All right.
All right. I like it.
I like it.
Ending it on a positive note.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Enjoy life. Live in the moment, because
Yeah.
you never know when it goes away.
Yeah.
The Hondros hug.
The Hondros hug. The Pod Squad. Ending our Inside Lowell Daily Pulse on this Friday, January 24th. Mikaela Hondros-McCarthy, a.k.a. the hyphen, Mike Bacigalupo, a.k.a. Batch. I pointed to you guys this time, but I didn't have to
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
identify
people
you.
know
know.
who
Right,
it is.
because
Yeah,
people have figured out now
It's not hard to figure
who
out
the
who's who.
woman and who the man are.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But Mikaela and Mike, it's great.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mick and Mike.
I just realized after all these years of knowing you two. But thank you. It's good to have you here. We're going to come
Glad
back
to
in
be
a
here.
couple more weeks, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Thank you. Thank all of you for tuning in as well to the Daily Pulse. Appreciate you guys being here. Fun week next week. We're going to be joined by City Councilor Rita Mercier. We're going to have Monday with Marty. Marty Laurie is going to join us. Jo Marie Buckley is going to come back and continue to piss people off in Tewksbury. Love it. Many other surprises for you as well. Everybody, have yourself a wonderful weekend. If you're watching this today on Friday, January 24th. And of course, you can watch it whenever you like. InsideLowell.com. If Lowell is your home, this is your place. Stay safe and stay warm. Till next time, folks.